Awesome. Thank you. Court is calling 2023 CR 2278, State of Texas versus Alfredo Garza. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state? Defense?
Karen Corby for Alfredo Garza, Your Honor.
And are you Mr. Garza?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we're here for sentencing. You entered a plea on October 16th. According to the plea bargaining agreement, the state recommends community supervision. Punishment is to be assessed at 6 years in the prison, and the state is recommending 6 years probation. Have both parties had a chance to review the PSI report? State? Yes, Your Honor. Defense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Any objections to the PSI report? State? No, Your Honor. Defense?
No, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Garza, you're appearing by video. Could you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Alfredo G. Garza, Jr.
All right. All right, Mr. Garza, you have a right to be in court in person for this sentencing. Are you waiving your right to appear in person?
I'm waiving my right to appear in person.
All right, and the court will note for the record that defense counsel had no objections to appearing by Zoom. Is that correct, defense?
That is correct, Your Honor.
All right, any witnesses? State? Defense, any witnesses?
No, Your Honor.
All right, defense, anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Judge, I know that the TAP evaluation is recommending he go to SafeP. I just wanted to give you a little background on him. He actually has been incarcerated for, I think, well over a year and a half. This offense date occurred before he was sentenced in another county. He subsequently has served that time, and I had him extradited over here. I had him extradited over here, and he subsequently took the plea, and he is on parole for the other case. He's 58 years old, Judge. He's had plenty of time to, reflect on the errors of his judgment. He has a place to stay. We're asking that you consider, instead of sending him to SafeP, to hold it in abeyance and just give him an opportunity to do outpatient treatment. I think he's got some mental health issues. We would ask that you take that into consideration and put him into the mental health unit for his probation. If he goes to SafeP, he's going to wait a few months he'll wait to be medically screened, then he'll have to wait for a bed, and then he'll be there, as you well know, 6 to 9 months, and he'll have ended up serving 2.5 years, and then still be on parole and probation. But I do think that he is ready to get back out there. He's on Social Security disability, is my understanding. He's ready to get back out there and tackle probation, and he's just asking for you to give him a chance on outpatient treatment and any other sort of classes you want to give them.
All right, thank you, counsel. All right, Mr. Garza.
Yes,
why
ma'am.
are you receiving SSI?
For major depression, anxiety disorder, and bipolar 2.
All right. Do you have any children?
No, ma'am.
And
No,
you be living with?
my mother, she's 80 years old. My pop died 2 years ago now, going on, and yeah, I just, like I said, I've changed my life. I've reconciled with my Lord Jesus Christ, and I do read the Word, and I believe firmly in what His will is going to be His will, and I've accepted that. And again, just to stay with my life right, and to serve Him, Your Honor, to serve Him and be the apostle that I've been called to be.
Who all is in the home with your mom?
Just my mother. My brother was there, but we're going to be moving to another place for ourselves, and she's going to make sure that I get to my appointments. And again, to whatever you mandate, I will comply and adhere to the rules and statutes of the probation.
Why does she need to make sure that you get
No, I will make sure. No, she's going to make sure that, in other words, me being there with us together, since she's the one that's going to be taking me, because I don't have to drive a car or anything like that.
Why can't you
That's
take
what I meant.
And I'm just asking these
Pardon?
questions. I don't know why
Yes, ma'am.
adults tend to depend on their parents to take them places, as though their parent or their relative is also on probation, when that's not the case. Part of
No, ma'am.
accepting responsibility and
Yes, ma'am.
adulting
Yes,
and
ma'am.
doing it responsibly and within the law is you
Yes, ma'am.
are the person who's on probation, and you need to get yourself to probation through via bus or Uber or whatever. Your mother
Yes,
should
ma'am.
be enjoying her golden years at 80. You understand?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, I do. And you're correct. It's just that she was telling me to say that. I'm like, okay, mom, I'll make sure, I'm just doing what my mom tells me.
All right, this is what the court is going to do. Court is going to sentence you to 6 years in the prison, suspended and probated for 6 years. As your agreement states, a $1,500 fine to be probated, 150 hours of community service restitution. MIC evaluation, how long will that take in custody? All right, there's going to be a MIC evaluation in custody. Take in consideration County Court Cause number 699081. This will run concurrent with County Court Cause number 699082. Proof of employment or SSI within 30 days. No employment as a home health care provider or with minors. Field visits, one time per month for 4 months. Regular reporting by Zoom or in person. Regular random UAs. And there's going to be 120 sober meetings in 120 days. And if he tests positive, then he is going to safe P. Is there anything else, probation? Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful? Mr. Garza, anything else
Yes,
you need
ma'am.
from the court to be successful?
I'm just agreeing to apply with everything that you have said, ma'am. And you're right. As an adult, I need to do these things on my own and let my mom live her golden years correctly. But I'm taking care of her.
All right, well, I don't allow people to be home health care providers. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
Probation, do you want me to send him back to a breakout room?
Judge, may I ask a question? Is he going to have to wait in custody for the MIC evaluation?
Yes, he will.
Okay, and then once he completes that, then he'll be released on probation.
Yes.
And I couldn't hear what LaShawn said about how long the wait is.
It's 2 weeks.
Okay. Yes, if I can break out with them, please, Your Honor. I guess LaShawn's going to break out. Again, I thank you for your accommodations, Judge.
All right,
And
you're
Norman.
welcome.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you.
All
God
right,
bless.
thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Alfredo Gonzalez Garza, Jr., age 58. 2022 unlawful possession firearm by felon offense and arrest date December 20th, 2022, sentencing today. 2022 Dreadly conduct, pretrial supervision terminated unsatisfactory, likely being dismissed as a part of his plea to previous case. Offense and arrest date December 20th, 2022. 2022 terroristic threat cause fear of imminent SBI pretrial supervision terminated unsatisfactory, likely being dismissed as a part of his plea to previous case offense and arrest date December 20th, 2022. 2001 burglary building intent theft sentenced 3 years probation, revoked, resentenced 1 year, 203 days credit. 1999 possession controlled substance penalty group 1 less than 1 gram sentenced 2 years deferred adjudication, probation revoked, resentenced 6 months, 228 days credit. 1999 resisting arrest search transportation dismissed, insufficient evidence. 1997 possession of Marge less than 2 ounces Austin, Texas sentenced 6 months unsupervised deferred adjudication. 1997 driving while license suspended Austin, Texas. 1994 driving while privilege suspended sentenced 16 days, 7 days credit. 1990 driving while license suspended case rejected. 1989 driving while license suspended sentenced 14 days concurrent, sentence expired early 1/2 off sentence 15 days credit. 1989 possession prohibited knife sentenced 6 months deferred, revoked, sent expired early 1/2 off sentence 19 days credit. Actual local jail time served, not including other counties and states. October 4th, 2024, still in jail. December 20th, 2022, 26 days, released on bond. December 12th, 2002 to April 7th, 2003, transferred to. September 23rd, 2001 to January 7th, 2002, probation granted. November 5th, 1999, 25 days, released on bond. December 15th, 1996, same hour, fine served out. May 13th, 1996, 2 days, PR bond. January 29th, 1994, 6 days, released on bond. November 7th, 1990, 1 day, case dismissed. July 19th, 1989, same hour, fine served out. July 5th, 1989, 15 days, sentence expired early. May 29th, 1988, same hour, fine served out. March 4th, 1988, 2 days, case rejected. March 4th, 1988, same day, local transfer.
All right, Mr. Sanders, come forward. All right, Norma, when is Ms. Bush going to be I know she's out of town. Will she be back tomorrow? All right, put it on the 17th. All right, thank you. Once you sign the reset form, you excuse. You're welcome. All right, and Luis, who do you have?
Mr. Saenz, Rene.
All right, Mr. Saenz. I'm sorry, what? Oh, yes, okay.
We have two. Oh, wait, here, sorry.
All right, Mr. Garza, I'm gonna put you in, I'm gonna open the room and I'm gonna put you in a waiting room. Make sure you join.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. All right, on Mr. Saenz. All right, so he's not qualified for felony drug court? All right. So if he's UA today, what are the results gonna be? What are the results gonna be? And you need to be honest with me. All right, so I'm gonna have him go do a UA. If it's positive, then we're gonna have issues, okay? What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna send him over to felony drug court today to do the UA. If you'll get with Miss Abrams, she'll call over there and have them do the UA. And of course, you know where felony drug court is that correct? All right, so if he's clean, then we'll do something else. All right, so Miss Abrams, Mr. Saenz is gonna go and be tested at felony drug court to see what his results are today. All right, and then just come back here once you complete the results in council. If you're not able to come back, if you want to appear by Zoom, you can. All right, thank you. Thank you. Yes. All right, Mr. Saenz, if you come up. All right, Mr. Saenz, let me explain something to you. You're on probation. Your attorney will tell you and the state will tell you that in this court, I want people to be successful on probation, and the state wants you to be successful because they don't want to put anybody on probation who's not going to be successful. So when I ask questions, I'm asking them so that I can see, one, are you a danger to the community? But more likely than not, it's trying to see, what can I do to help you and do you need any help? So when you're dishonest to me about where you are in your addiction, that's not a good thing. You know, my grandmother would always say, you can be dishonest to other people, but don't be dishonest to yourself. And I think you're in your addiction where you're dishonest to yourself because you were very clear about, I'm going to be negative. Right? So you're not under oath, but how often are you using? I'm trying to figure out what to do to help you.
Well, once a week recreational, we do it.
Well, it's not recreational if you're
Yeah.
using it once a week.
I mean, I'm not like I used to be. I used to be addicted to it bad. I could control of it. I think of myself, but you probably don't think I control it like once a week. Once a week, I do it.
Let me just tell you, that's not control if
Oh,
you're
my-
still using it. And let me just tell you why that's not. Yeah, no, I appreciate your honesty, but let me just tell you why I don't think that's being in control of it. Because you know that anytime you use, it could be the last time you use. You know that you could overdose. And you're just treating your body like Vegas and you're doing a crapshoot. Maybe you'll be okay, maybe you won't be okay. But there's a high probability that you will not be okay. Like, for example, this case, there's a high probability that you'll be going to the state jail facility for 2 years. There's a high probability that you can die. There's a high probability that you'll lose all you love and that's near and dear to your heart. And you still decide to roll the dice. So that tells me you're in the throes of your addiction. Probation, on this case, do we have an updated tab?
So good, not as yet. Scheduled on January 13th, 2025.
All right, so let me ask you this. Has he been referred to felony drug court or no? Was he?
That did not meet the criteria. It states based on self-report, he doesn't know the criteria for SUD, possibly doing permit and penalties during screening suggests he's minimizing the use. Their recommendation was for SADA. He wanted to get a TAP evaluation.
All right, we're gonna do a TAP evaluation. We're gonna refer you back to felony drug court and you're gonna be honest with them. Do you understand?
I understand that.
Because the way you're going somebody's gonna end up having to identify your body
Correct about that.
or either come visit you at the prison.
I don't want that.
And sometimes family members don't do that because they get tired. They're like, we don't need to, maybe they'll start off writing you a letter or coming to visit you on every visitation day. But then at a certain point, people have their own lives to live. They're like, we'll do it another day. I got to take the children here or there. And then you look up, nobody's visiting you and it's your fault. So when you go back to felony drug court, you are going to be honest with them. Do you understand?
Understand.
So, Ms. Abrams, we're going to do a referral to felony drugs court, TAP evaluation, that can be done out of custody. And I'm going to want 120 sober meetings in 120 days. So let me explain something to you. The holidays are upon us. They're stressful. You need to make sure that you are at a sober meeting every single day. You need to be at a sober meeting January 1st, December 31st. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
I know a lot of people want to go out and celebrate January 1st. You know what our family tradition is? We stay in and then hopefully everybody's made it to see the new year because many things are happening. People are driving intoxicated. People still believe that if you fire a gun in the air, that the bullets will just magically stay in the air and they never land. People are still holding firecrackers in their hands and not tossing them when they should. Okay, I will tell you, as a child, don't tell my mom, but I did light a black cat and I held it and I lit it and then I threw it and I didn't throw it soon enough. The aftershocks in my hand, that was very painful, Bashan. And after that, guess what? Like I'm done. No, I didn't do that. And I don't do the sparklers. I don't know how people do the sparklers without it hitting on your hand.
If you try it, it doesn't really, when it hits, it's not really like that.
Yes, I'm like, no. So we stay in, and then when the clock strikes midnight, whatever state we're in, we call everybody and you know what we say? We made it to see the new year. That's our celebration. So you need to make sure you're in the house except for going to your sober meeting. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Ms. Abrams, when do you want him brought back?
Is that we've not been able to make contact with him during our field visits.
All right, so here's the thing. They're gonna do a field visit.
Yeah, I was wondering, I want to ask a question about that. I haven't had no field visit at all. I've been working.
Oh, they can't make contact with you because you're not at home.
Because I'm at work
What's your work schedule?
from sun up to sundown, you could say from 7 in the morning to 7 at night
So when are you using?
during work, could say
And what do you do
Friday,
for, let me
Friday.
ask you that, what do you do for a living?
landscaping.
No wonder people's gardenias can't grow. People are doing meth instead of looking after gardenias and roses of Sharon.
I mean, at least
She
it's not
left.
driving. At least
Yeah.
it's not driving.
Here's the thing, you need to make sure you're at home for them to do a field visit.
And
But
I haven't got no phone call either.
No, you have to return a phone call. This is not on them.
I don't got no number to call. I have no number to call.
All right, so here's the thing. This is what I understand. People who are in the throes of their addictions, they make excuses.
Okay,
This is what I know for a fact. When probation comes out to do a field visit, they always leave a card to let you know they were there and for you to call them back.
okay.
They always do that. So this is what I'm going to tell you, and I want you to hear me clearly. They're going to do a field visit. If you're not there, they're going to leave a card. If you don't call back, the next knock on your door or while you're planting somebody's gardenias is going to be an officer handcuffing you.
Yes, ma'am. I understand.
And they will handcuff you wherever. I was at the Outback
Mhm.
and I heard a distinct sound and I'm like, that sounds familiar. I turned around, they were handcuffing somebody at the table. And then the manager comes over to me and you know what he says? Judge, who's to pay for this? I'm like, I have no idea. So don't be that person.
Okay.
All right, Ms. Abrams, if he's not there for field visits, tell them to leave a card. If he doesn't call back within 24 hours, file a motion to revoke. All right. You have any questions about anything? You understand everything?
Understand everything now.
And don't use when you leave this courtroom, go do a sober meeting.
Thank you, ma'am, very much.
You're welcome. All right, I'm sorry, Bashan, when do you want this brought back? All right, we're coming back on January 20th. Norma, if you can give him a reset form.
isn't that a holiday?
Oh, it is. Look at you, Bashan. I see you in the mirror and you're not recognizing. Shame on you. See, you're the reason why we had to speak in code.
I am. The 21st.
I'm gonna tell Victoria.
Like, that's an offense, right? Like, let's make this.
Yes. I'm shocked at you.
Your car gets downgraded to probation status?
Yeah. All right. So the 21st, and Ms. Ferguson will give you a reset form.
That it was before.
Yes.
And Judge, my family on Barton Fireworks.
Mhm.
Yeah, I grew up on the west side, so we practiced the not the face rule. So it was all fair and game as long as you hit someone in the face.
Oh, my gosh.
If your mom was watching, I think you just outed yourself.
Oh, I did. Curses.
You're gonna be getting the call.
But you know what? I remember the only thing that I really liked, we used to do the bottle rockets, of
Oh,
course,
yeah.
which is dangerous.
They outlawed those for a while when I was a kid.
Yes.
Yeah, remember? Yeah.
But we would do that. And I remember we would go to the store and we would have our 50 cents or whatever, because you could just walk to the corner store
Yeah.
and you would look at a photo. Like they had one called the snake where you're supposed to light it and they make it
Oh,
seem
yeah.
like it's chasing after you.
Yeah, it's-
We got that and I'm like, I spent my quarter for this. But at least
I
it
used to
wasn't an
stash it. I used to
explosion.
get fireworks
Mhm.
and I collect them and put them in my closet.
Mm.
My dad one day was in my closet. My dad would never be in my closet
Yeah.
for any, but one day he's like, why does it smell like gunpowder in here?
Yeah.
I had like bags of fireworks saved over years.
Oh my God.
Because I was like, I'm saving up. I was like, I don't know what
Yeah.
I'm saving up for, but that thing would have gone up like a Roman candle like that.
But I would tell you, I never liked when it got close to the time where, because it's time for you to come in at a certain time. You can't be outside till midnight. But at a certain time when it's almost time for you to go in, people were like, let's just light them up.
Oh, yeah.
And then you light it, it's like,
Oh, no, we used to get the bottle rockets and line or flick them,
mhm.
and then sometimes it'd shoot right back at us.
Ah. See, we didn't do that.
And my sister was the queen though, of like shooting you in the chest with a Roman candle.
Oh my gosh.
Candle fights.
See, I never liked that. And I'm telling you, the sparklers, I tried the sparkler one year because it looks great. But I tried it one year. This falls on your head. It hurts. So I don't know how people didn't do that.
I don't know. I grew up in one of those, the stereotypical like 80s kids.
Yeah.
So yeah, one of those households.
I was just watching. They do not have after school specials anymore.
No, they do
No,
not.
They need to bring back the after school special.
kids like this next generation they don't watch TV like we watched TV when we were kids.
Mhm.
It's more like Netflix and like just
YouTube-
online
YouTube videos.
Yeah. Because my little one, I don't think she even knows how to turn the TV on.
They'll never get to see
Good or
Susan.
bad, I guess.
They'll never get to see Susan Day from the Partridge Family get arrested and go to prison.
No, but they
In the
never,
after school
they
special.
never get to like plan their time around one particular
They don't.
program. No.
And you remember when we couldn't do where you couldn't record anything?
Oh,
Yes.
well, when
Oh,
you had to be ready,
commercials.
hit it.
I know, but even then, like before that, we couldn't record. It's a commercial, like everybody running to the bathroom.
Oh,
Somebody
yeah.
could do-
I missed the days where you had to be somewhere. If you were gonna watch a
You
movie,
had to watch.
you
that.
had to be there on time.
Oh, yes.
And then commercials would come in, and then because like the 10 Commandments was like, oh my God,
Oh,
it's
you
gonna
got-
take forever.
Oh, yeah. And then they don't even have mini series anymore.
No,
I miss the mini
well,
series.
Lonesome Dove, I still like that one.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Was that a miniseries or was
That was a
okay.
mini series.
Yeah.
And
I
I
was like,
miss the nighttime soap operas.
oh gosh. Well, I've been
Falcon
watching
Crest.
Netflix and Prime now. It's like I'm about to get rid of my cable because I don't watch.
I don't do it anymore. But you know what is a great series? And Deputy Laura told me about it. And my mom and I watched it over the Thanksgiving holiday. Matlock with Kathy Bates.
Oh, the new one.
Yes.
And what is that on?
And she's not playing Matlock.
Because like she's retiring. I thought that.
I think this is her last
This is the last,
series.
yeah.
But that is great. High Potential tries to be sort of like Poker Face, but it's not as good as Poker Face.
I don't even know if that works.
And do y'all have an agreement on his bond or no? All right. Court is calling 2024 CR 1039 and 2071. Could I have State of Texas versus Hank Maldonado? Can I have parties announced for the record, please?
Jason, go ahead for the state, Your Honor.
They've been playing for Hank Maldonado.
And are you Mr. Maldonado? It's my understanding that in the cause number ending in 39, y'all have come to an agreement of a $5,000 bond. And then the cause number ending in 2071, you come to an agreement of a bond of $10,000. Is that correct?
That's right, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Maldonado, can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear and affirm that the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? All right, you can lower your hand. Have you ever had any type of mental health issues before? Have you ever been diagnosed with any type of mental health issues? Have you ever seen a psychiatrist? Have you ever been on any type of medications? All right. I'm not taking any of these cases to be true because I don't know any of the evidence in these cases. That being said, have you ever in the past used any type of drug? Never. No marijuana, nothing. No. Here's the thing. I don't want to talk about the facts of this case, but legally, these are questions that I must ask you so that I can set conditions of bond for you so that you will be successful on bond. All right. Is there anything else? All right. Then what the court will do, the court will follow your agreement and set his bond in 1039 at 5,000 and 2071 at 10,000. The court will order regular UAs, waive the fees, and the court will order 60 sober meetings in 60 days. All right, Ms. Ferguson, on these cases, are these motions to revoke or no?
Yes. Already, there's a recent investigation pending, but it's scheduled for January the 9th. And so we're hoping that we could give Mr. Maldonado a bond set. He was previously on bond. Bondsman went off his bond. The main reason was Mr. Maldonado was alleged to have not been calling in to his bondsman. Mr. Maldonado owns his own business, he's in construction. I'm talking to him about this. He was off-site and areas where he just didn't get signal calling and be remaining. I have stressed to him the importance of keeping his bondsman happy. Whatever he says, he needs to do, because that's who's keeping him out of jail.
All right, so this is what we need to do. Ms. Ferguson, we can go off the record. Can we have Ms. Abrams come back? What we'll need to do then is we need to see if they've already scheduled his PSI in custody. And if not, let him know where he needs to go to have that done. So just have a seat and we'll have her take that up with you.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
You know, I've never watched a violation of protective order trial.
Yeah.
That was interesting.
Yes. You know, I always tell people there are certain offenses that are strict liability.
Yeah.
Was it in place? Did you violate it?
You know, the funny thing is, every now and then I'll get a traffic ticket. And my motto is always to fight them, always. And so a couple of years ago, I guess during COVID, right before COVID, I picked up a traffic ticket. And then I was in Vegas and had a Zoom hearing with municipal court.
Mhm.
And so the judge comes on. I had to go into the bathroom to have the lighting and everything just right. That's why I remember this so well. And so I'm talking to the judge and she's like, so they're telling me you don't want to take a plea? And I'm like, no, I don't. And she's like, well, you know,
Yes.
it's a speeding offense and, you know, they're probably going to find you guilty. And I'm looking at the judge like, and she's like, are you sure? I'm like, well, you know, I believe I have a right to a trial, judge. And she looks at me and she's like, yes, but then you'll have to get an attorney and you'll have, and I'm looking at her like, well, first of all, I am an attorney.
Yeah.
Oh, and then she starts backtracking. And I'm like, is this how you treat everybody?
Mm-hmm.
But well, I mean, you remember Sharon McRae.
Yes. Okay. You know what?
I loved her,
Oh,
but you know what I'm saying.
Well, you know, I will tell you, I had a motion to suppress in her court. And it was utter nonsense, right? But the state was going forward because my client was a habitual. And what ends up happening is he's leaving a parking lot and he doesn't signal when he's coming out of the parking lot. And as you know, once you become an experienced driver, it's like, nobody's behind me, why am I turning on a blinker? And so the state was telling the judge, yeah, we're saying they can do that. And so she said, so you're telling me if I were driving and I come out of the parking lot and I don't signal, that means you get to search my entire vehicle. And they're like, yes, that's what we're telling you. And so she's like, not today. Motion to suppress granted. I'm like, thank you.
It's the little things like that that we remember. Judge, I wanted to approach with the prosecutor on Marco Moreno Vasquez.
That's to pull the file.
So.
He's a Spanish speaker. We had reset it. This is the plea deadline today. This is the one where the state gave me an enormous amount, over 2 gigs of video evidence. My investigator's been showing Mr. Moreno Vasquez the stuff, but we haven't completed showing him that. So he doesn't have, and he wants to see everything, and he has that right. So I don't know when the trial date is set, but one way to alleviate today would
The
be.
trial date hasn't been set.
Would be to allow him to take a plea up until that date. And my investigator and I will continue to try to show him everything. And as soon as we get an answer, I'll let the state know. And this is what we discussed already.
All right, so when will he be completed? viewing?
Well, there's an outrageous amount of videos. The state has pinpointed for me where we think the imperative stuff that he sees are. And so I think we'll be able to get to that sooner rather than later, maybe by the end of next week, because there are a lot of videos.
Oh, this is the one with the 1.9.
2 point something, yeah.
Well, he's saying 1 point, you're saying 1.9, he says 2 point something.
Well, there's addition, there's phone downloads.
All right, everyone, we're not having a party. You all need to whisper.
Right, now I gave him a 2.
All right, Mr. Marco Antonio Moreno Vasquez. And we have the interpreter here. Good morning.
It's Marco Moreno Vasquez. They told us you were gonna take about 30 minutes, so this is,
Just came out of another.
you were
Sorry.
awesome as
Do you need
always.
the pause number?
You're on.
Sure, it's 2023 CR 471B.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Vasquez.
Mr. Vasquez, what we were discussing in the presence of your attorney
Right now, on the record,
and the state was about discovery. So my understanding is now, defense, you have all discovery, is that correct?
I have all the discovery that the state gave me a couple of weeks ago. We've been to show Mr. Moreno Vasquez all of the videos. We have not completed that. He wants to see everything. We want to show him everything before he makes a decision on what the state has offered.
And when are you anticipating?
Hoping by the end of next week, like next Sunday, that we'll be able to see everything. I can't guarantee that, Judge. But as soon as it's all completed, I'll contact the state and let them know whether we are going to try to negotiate a deal or steadfast in our quest for a trial.
And state, have you already tendered an offer in this case?
Yes, we have.
All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna recall you back for December 19th.
Actually, Judge, I'm gone from December 18th on, so can we make it the 17th?
Yes, we'll call you back. We can do the 16th or the 17th.
Let's do the 17th, just to give me that extra day.
All right, so we're gonna come back on the 17th. And on the 17th, you need to let the court know whether or not you're accepting the state's offer, or if you all will come up with some sort of an agreement. If on that date you have not accepted the offer, your plea deadline date will have expired And your next court date is going to be a jury trial. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, so we're going to call you back on December 17th. Do you have any questions about this process? No. Right. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Oh, just 1 second, Ms. Scarehan. The other thing, with regards to the acknowledgement of discovery, has that already been done, or is that an
I
acknowledgement?
think we signed it last time when I picked up the 2 terabyte.
Yes, Judge, but I'd have to check in the file.
Well, I have one in the.
Yeah,
file.
it was huge.
So I'm wondering,
It should include everything.
okay, because this one was as of November 12th. So you're saying that this acknowledgement includes everything?
It should, because I mean, well, and I can make another one just to be sure.
Well, no, if y'all want to check, if you can make sure, then if you need to make another one that includes this, if you could have that ready for the 17th as well.
Oh, sure, yes.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you for coming in. Have a great one. All
Always.
right,
Can I
thank you.
have the excuse?
Yes.
Judge, may I?